Hey everyone! Today we're going to dive into some powerful financial lessons that honestly changed my perspective on money and could transform your financial future too. I'm really excited to share these because they hit different from the usual financial advice you hear. This is the Finance Virtuoso channel. If you're new here, hit subscribe and the notification bell for the best money tips and tricks. First things first, let's tackle a hard truth that many people don't want to acknowledge: being poor really does suck, and we need to stop pretending otherwise. You know what's interesting? There are usually two types of people who say, money doesn't buy happiness: those who've never experienced being broke, and those who are currently struggling financially. As someone who's experienced both sides, I can tell you that having financial security is absolutely better than stressing about whether a flat tire will wreck your entire month or missing your kids' activities because you have to work extra shifts. Money might not buy happiness directly, but it buys choices, time, and peace of mind. Speaking of mindset shifts, here's another crucial realization: thinking the system is rigged is actually keeping you poor. Now, I'm not saying everything is perfectly fair. It's definitely not. But here's the thing: if you believe you're powerless to change your situation, you've already lost. I've seen too many people use this belief as an excuse to give up. The truth is, while some aspects of the financial system might feel unfair, there are always opportunities if you're willing to look for them and work for them. Now, let's put things in perspective by looking at some sobering statistics. The average American's financial situation is pretty scary. We're looking at about $96,000 in debt per person, and more than half of Americans can't handle a $1,000 emergency. Nearly half won't be able to retire comfortably. But here's the important part: being average financially means following average financial habits, and those clearly aren't working out too well. This brings me to another misconception about financial security: having just one job is actually incredibly risky, even though most people think it's the safe option. Think about it: you're putting all your eggs in one basket. Your entire income depends on one company, one boss, one economy. In 2023 alone, 40 million Americans lost their jobs. That's why building multiple income streams isn't just about getting rich, it's about survival and security in today's world. Before we dive into solutions, we need to address a major psychological barrier: learned helplessness. There was this fascinating experiment with dogs where they basically learned that they couldn't escape an uncomfortable situation, so they stopped trying, even when escape became possible. Sound familiar? Many of us have developed this same mindset with money. We've tried and failed, or we've seen others try and fail, so we just accept our financial situation as unchangeable. But here's the thing: it's not. It's just that we've convinced ourselves it is. So how do we break free from this cycle? Let's talk about something practical: increasing your worth. If you're not getting paid what you think you deserve, here's the hard truth: you're probably getting paid exactly what the market thinks you're worth. That sounds harsh, but it's actually empowering because it means you can change it. Reading a book every week, taking online classes, developing new skills, these aren't just self-improvement cliches. They're investments in your market value. And unlike other investments, nobody can take your knowledge and skills away from you. Once you're working on increasing your worth, here's a perspective shift that will transform how you think about spending. Stop thinking about purchases in terms of money and start thinking about them in terms of life hours. That $5 coffee isn't just $5. If you make $20 an hour, it's 15 minutes of your life, and that's before taxes. That $500 car payment? That's 25 hours of your life every single month. When you start thinking this way, it becomes much easier to distinguish between worthwhile purchases and wastes of your life energy. Now, let's talk about a game-changing principle: the 30% rule. Forget the conventional wisdom of saving 10 to 15% of your income. If you want real financial freedom, you need to be investing at least 30% of your income. I know what you're thinking: there's no way I can save that much. But here's the thing: you probably can. you just don't want to make the necessary sacrifices. Getting a roommate, cooking at home, driving an older car, cutting your own hair, these aren't fun choices, but they're temporary sacrifices for long-term freedom. This leads us to another crucial point about priorities. Every episode of your favorite TV show you binge watch is time you could be building your future. I'm not saying you need to become a work robot, but consider this. While some people are watching entire seasons of shows, others are building side hustles that generate passive income for years to come. It's about making intentional choices with your time. On the topic of smart financial choices, let's address credit cards. They're not evil, but they can be incredibly dangerous. If you can't pay off your balance in full every month, you shouldn't be using them. Period. The average American carries $6,500 in credit card debt at 23% interest. That's throwing away $1,400 every year, or over $156,000 over 25 years. That's not just money, that's freedom you're giving away. Here's the thing about all these lessons, they're not complicated, but they're hard to implement. It's easy to get motivated watching videos or reading books about financial freedom. The hard part is actually making changes in your life. It's saying no to things you want right now for something better later. It's working on your side hustle instead of watching Netflix. It's driving an older car while your friends are showing off new ones. But here's what I've learned. The temporary discomfort of financial discipline is nothing compared to the permanent discomfort of financial struggle. Every time you choose the harder path, saving instead of spending, learning instead of relaxing, investing instead of consuming, you're buying your future freedom. Remember, financial freedom isn't just about having money, it's about having options. It's about being able to make choices based on what you want, not what you can afford. It's about being able to help others, spend time with family, and pursue your passions without constantly worrying about money. The path to financial freedom isn't easy, but it's worth it. Start implementing these lessons today, even if it's just one small change. Because here's the truth, your financial future is being determined by the choices you make right now, in this moment. Every dollar you spend or save, every hour you invest or waste, is either moving you closer to freedom or keeping you stuck in the same place. So, what's it going to be? Are you ready to make some real changes? Remember, reading this and nodding along isn't enough, you need to take action. Start today, start small if you need to, but start. That's all for today's video. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content about building real wealth and achieving financial freedom. Drop a comment below and let me know which of these lessons resonated with you the most. See you in the next one.